are you really healed, or do you just live in isolation with no one to trigger you? This came up on my timeline and I felt called out. I'm like, I think I'm healed. I've done an awful lot of work, but there's always layers, right? And I do live in isolation with no one to trigger me for most of the time. So I don't know. How do I find out? And upstairs management said, oh, we got you. And they tapped Jeff Mara on the shoulder. Now, Jeff does a very popular podcast about near-death experience, and he has people on, and he saw my TikTok video about the first time I died and asked me if I'd be on the podcast. And I said, okay, but I'm not interested in just, talking about, I've died 6 times. I'm not interested in just reciting stories about the other side or whatever. That I want to talk about what death taught me. I want to share how it helped me live this incredibly rich life. I want to be able to give people tools in order to live fully. It's my thing. I want to empower as many people as possible. So I'm not just going to come on and talk about stories. And Jeff said, yeah, no worries, that's good. I'll just give you the stage and you can do your thing. And I said, okay. So I went on. This is 3 years ago. And the response was very mixed. There were people that was amazing. Thank you so much. I love that healing. I feel so much better. I've got all these tools. There were the grateful, yay, joy ones. And there was you're not telling us stories about what happened, or what's on the other side. You are just, they called me all kinds of names. The biggest problem that they had with me was that I was too dramatic. I was like a wannabe artist, actress looking for attention, all of that kind of thing. And I did not respond. It hurt my heart. It did, because I'm so genuine. Here it is. I'm not asking for anything. They're saying there's Satan in there, and what's my I want money from that. I haven't. At the very end of the podcast, I said if my intention is to stay alive, and in order to do that, I have to keep growing my jaw. So if you feel that these skills have helped you in any way, then perhaps you'd like to donate. That would be amazing. Either way, blessings to you all. That was it. That was but most people didn't get to that point. I can't watch this. This is awful. I can't believe you do this. What's wrong with you, Jeff, for bringing this woman on? Oh dear gosh. And then to one response of she's so overly dramatic that I can't even watch this. Am I though, or are you just used to milk toast? So I had that kind of and Jeff just re-released. After I said, okay, well, how am I going to understand? He released the podcast again, and the same thing happened again. But 3 years later, as I'm looking through the faction of she did not understand the assignment. Actually, I did. I set the assignment. What I failed to do was tell you that I would be teaching about what death taught me. Because it's not for everybody. If you just want to hear stories, then scroll on to the next podcast. There's thousands of them. And it didn't hurt my heart this time. I read them. I decided I would take in all of the love that I received from all of the people that were so happy. And with all of the people that weren't, I just was able to oh, okay, it's really okay. You don't have to like me. It's not required. And have no in it, Okay, well, there was one person that I said, bless your heart, when he said, Satan. But everybody else, and even him, I lived in Texas for a while, so bless your heart is not a nice thing to say. But there was no, I'm healed, yay! Of that at least. You have to have these tests to find out whether or not when people push the triggers, they still hurt you. If they do, if you have got triggers like that and you're really stuck, then let me know. My website is experiencejoy.com, and I guarantee immediate positive results for clearing triggers. Oh yeah. Let's see what the next one is. There's always another one, but they get more interesting. Have you noticed? as we grow, because it's not a vicious circle, it's a spiral. Hope you're rocking yours. If you're not, let me know. If you are, yay you!